Tá. Acho que agora nós estamos ao vivo. Aqui no YouTube. Boa noite. Welcome. Hi, everyone. I think we are live. We're gonna wait everybody to arrive. Hi, Binho.
Hello. How's
Hello.
it going?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Binho, I'm not too bad, thanks. Binho is in Brazil right now, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
Cool.
right.
Yes, and we are streaming directly from Birdland Music Studio here in Ireland. And I would like to know you guys that will come in now in a minute. We just wait a little bit for people to arrive. I would like to know um, where you're watching from, so you can type it in the comments, and I'm gonna start talking about how is it in here in Ireland. It's a bit of wind today. I was talking with Binho about the storm that was here, and
Oh,
was a bit of lightning. And yeah, so my son Jacob, he listened the lightning for the first time, and he said, "What is that noise, mommy?" I said, "Ah, that was a lightning." And he was like, "Oh my god." He was very surprised. He never I think it was the first time he actually noticed a lightning. And yeah, these moments are very precious. And yeah, so he asked, "Where is the lightning? Where the lightning come from?" And I said, "From the fields." And he asked, "And where the fields come from?" And I said, "In the lades, I think in the landscape, and there is cows and sheep, and you can find fields on the landscape." And he was thinking, it's amazing how children are so smart and very aware of things."
yeah, they're incredible.
Yes. So I think some people are arriving here, so we might start. What do you think, Bingo?
Mm, is everybody here? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, a few people are arriving now.
Yeah, here in Florianopolis right now is very warm.
Yes.
It's
So you can use
summertime
t-shirts.
feelings.
You can use t-shirts and everything.
Can you hear me?
Yes, your screen froze a bit. I can still hear you, and now it's back.
Now I'm back.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right. And how long are you living in Florianopolis?
Since 2012. Yeah,
2012. Wow.
so yeah. When we get back to Brazil
From
after
the.
living in Ireland, we
Mm-hmm.
went to Floripa. It's an
Oh,
amazing place.
oh, yes. Yes, I have been in some place there in the beach. And yes, it was amazing.
So beautiful.
Yes. And so I suppose when you were here in Ireland, you missed a bit of the sunny weather of Brazil.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Ireland, but you know, always when I think, oh my gosh, it's always raining.
Yes,
And
yes.
I realize,
You
yeah,
know, is yeah, I miss the sun as well, but like I think here now it's like my home, and I appreciate the sunny days as well, but I think I would love to see the sunshine again, that bright. It's really motivates you somehow,
yeah,
isn't it? Like,
yeah. I got kind of depression, like living in a rainy. place, and I need to go for some
Yes,
sunny atmosphere, and
I
then
understand.
yeah.
Yes, and we're gonna start then talking about now. My first question. Um, what do you think being was the first musical memory in your life? The first time that actually music, got some attention in your mind, or can you tell us about that, please?
Cool, yeah, of course. Actually, since I think my very early memories is with music or with some music around, because my father used to listen a lot of music. My father used to listen Elvis Presley, Beatles, James Brown, you know. And I remember when I was very, very young, like a small kid, a little kid, you know. And I remember first time I listened to Elvis Presley and especially Led Zeppelin. I remember the what music what song was Kashmir. I was very young and I just heard like
Oh
da
my
da
god.
da 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 da,
Uh,
and now I start to screaming and running around the room, and my
uh-huh.
father, what's going on? And I was, yeah, da, da, da. I
Oh
was
my god.
about maybe 4 years old or 5 years old, you know. And since of then, I'm starting to always in every moment of my life,
Yes.
I have kind of one song or one artist in my mind, since I
Yeah.
was a kid.
Oh, that's wonderful. Jesus. Yeah, and I just wanted to introduce here before we go to the next question. For those that are arriving now, I'm talking with the keyboard and bass player Binho Manente from Brazil. He's a producer. He produced music for films as well, for commercials, and he produced other people's music as well, his own music, I believe. And yes, so could you talk about a bit? When did you realize that music wasn't just enough a hobby for you, and you will take serious after appreciating music so much since you were 4 years old?
Yeah, I was born in Rio de Janeiro, so I grew
All right.
up listening to Tom Jobim, like
Wow.
Brazilian music. And my father, as I said, used to listen uh, Elvis Presley and James Brown and all kind of music actually. So when we moved to the southern Brazil, we live in Rio de Janeiro for moving. We live in another place, southern Brazil. Uh, my neighbors had a band. Like my first week in my new house, I was 11 years old, and I was hear some music, some live music in a rehearsal, you know, and I went there and I knocked the door with 11 years old. I want to be a rock star, and the guys was of course older, much older than me, but then just uh, took me okay, come here, and I'm starting to every day, every rehearsal of that band, I'm starting to get there and like appreciating, listening, and every after the rehearsals, the drummer just took me and okay, come to and I'm gonna teach you some patterns or some reason, and I'm starting to live with music, not only listen to but live in the experience to play, to try to play. And then I think 1 year later, my father gave me a keyboard, a very very simple keyboard, and I'm starting to learn some chords, and the guys asked me to play with them. So I'm starting my first gig ever. I was 13 years old, and I'm
Gee.
always working. I've been working with music, in music, since I was 13 years old. So I don't know how can I, how could I do without music, you know?
Yes, yes, I understand. Yeah, I think it happened the same to me, when, when you realize that music is gonna be, is your vocation and is your passion when you are a child. This is, I think because the children, they are very aware of everything. They pay attention, they observe. I think this, perception of music in an early age is something that really opens, I think, the brain of, the development of
Yeah,
the child, and what she's going to choose, the arts, and this change something. This is why art is so important, and music, since we are a child, and you had um, the privilege to be part of your neighbor's, life, and share these moments, and this is great, to have this kind of opportunities. And I also had this opportunity, but in a different way. I like, my mom used to, listen to a lot of vinyls as well, a lot of music, my mom and my dad. And we had those small players that you take apart, and they become a speakers, and at the time was amazing because I could, listen to, piano, like, pianists playing piano, and pianists, in albums, like full albums, and yeah. So this was the best thing, I think, that happened to me, because then I wanted to start to play like them, and
yeah,
this is the first thing I think the child wants, is to imitate what the child, thinks is awesome. And you, as a parent, incentive that child, um, you know, you will develop their potential so much that, they will be a human being, like, that really wants to do something different and collaborate, and with, different, characteristics that connect to each other. This is why we connect to each other when we met, and in music, and this is brilliant. um so I'm gonna go to the next question. If you are there, and you want to send any, comments, you are free to do so. Any question to, one of us, say hello. Um, so yes, let's see. And how have you been coping with the strange times that you are living in at the moment? And COVID hit us so bad, everyone. And how what do you think about it? And how can we stay creative during this time?
that's a good question. Yeah, the pandemic comes like a surprise, like a big surprise to all of us. And I was, it's crazy because I went to Brazil. I was living in the US in 2019, and I went to Brazil in October. And I arrived in Brazil October and November, December. I was working and playing a lot of gigs and concerts. And January, I was like chilling, like holidays, you know. And then in March, the pandemic just come, and I was building a new studio with some partners, with some friends. In a Was an amazing place, and we had to stop everything and just come home, bring your gear, and start to
Oh god.
produce by
Mm.
by myself at home. It's very nice, but also it's a challenge because you know if you still in the same place every day, as a composer I need to go
Experience
outside.
Yeah.
yeah, experience it, like different situations, or go outside, or traveling, and it's kind of my mood. It's kind of a roller coaster, because one day I was really excited, and then the other day I was, oh my gosh, like, because the general atmosphere is not good, it's not positive, because the television is just saying bad news, like negative news, a lot of that, a lot of, like, it's not a good moment. And
Yes.
I was trying to learn about it. How could I be better? Trying to help others, or like, trying to make something good. But in the same time, I was producing a lot, because every artist and musician went to home, and, like, at home, the guys start to call me or message me, like, oh, I need to produce, I have some ideas, do you want to
Like
produce with me?
myself.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I'm starting to collab with a lot of projects, and producing soundtracks for advertisement. uh, Actually, I've been working with marketing and advertisement for a long time, but especially at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was at home, and
Yes.
everybody was needing help, you know. And I'm starting to create every day. It was really good, but after some time, my mind just, it's kind of turn it off. Like, okay, I'm tired, and I'm starting to try to record new stuff, and I wasn't able to do that, and then I realized, okay, I need to understand myself, my mind. I used
Yes.
to meditate, and it
Yeah.
helps me. And sometimes I now I know exactly what I need to do. When I not a good
Mhm.
idea, I don't go to the piano. I just
Mhm.
chill out.
Just
It's okay.
respect that time.
Yeah,
It's okay to not, create
yeah.
every day and be in this. Yes, yes, I understand. And this is it's something that is changing now. I don't know if you feel the same thing, but I feel like we just got in a new era, um, and 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 you realize this era is happening from years.
Hmm.
It's going, and now that hit it, you realize that, okay, so now it's time to act, and now it's time to think solutions instead of thinking only the problem. And I get myself as well thinking, sometimes just only the problem. And when you do that, you're not able to find any solution. You're not able to create anything. You're not able to keep your mind, as you said, tranquil, to do any decision or anything that will make the world better, even.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
yeah. It's not
So
easy.
exactly, it's not easy, and the struggling is real. It's real. It's here. And as you said, after the pandemic, you start doing a lot of collaborations, and I was as well. I was ready to launch the studio here, the Birdland Music Studio. I was ready to to receive people here as a retreat for writers, songwriters, to do exactly this, to nurture the creative process, to tranquil the mind, to prepare the body, the mind. Everything is connected. It's not
Yeah,
something apart. And it's very important for the artist to keep this in mind. And just living in nature and away from the city, that I realized that more clearly in my mind, and with me, and with my my insecurity, or my all the process that happen with an artist. And this decision to go online and do this kind of collaboration with friends like you, so talented, for me, it's a brilliant opportunity. I think we are learning so much with this process, producing online. We have two songs on the way, that we are working on it. And yeah, so I'm very excited about this and talking about songs and about making songs as well. My next question is, for you, if you can explain the concept of your work, can you tell us about the music you make, how you describe your style of music, and your influences as well, of course, after.
Sure. Yeah. Uh, I'm starting to play music very early, and I took piano classes when I was like 13 years old, and then I'm starting to play with bands and go to the road, touring, and it was a really nice experience. And I played with all kind of genres or music styles like reggae, Brazilian music, uh, new metal, heavy metal, progressive rock, electronic stuff. You know, I wouldn't say I have properly any style or genre my favorite, but I always try to take a, a bit of all of these styles to build me as a producer or as a musician, you know. And then I went to I'm graduated in I think
Now, can you hear me? I lost you there. Now, came back. So you were saying
I
about
lost you.
your work. Hi, I'm back.
Yes, we're back.
Yes, yeah, a little bit of. I think it's because the storm here, so forgive us because the weather outside is wild.
So
Okay, guys. So you were saying about the concept of your work, how you grew up, your influences, and how these influences work with your music.
yeah, so then I'm graduated in advertising and marketing. So my look was only before that I was only look to the music, and then I'm starting to look to the communication in general. Because an artist, we don't you couldn't be an awesome musician, but you have to communicate your look, your speaking, your ideas, and the marketing just helped me to start to looking around. Okay, I need to write up my point of view. And nowadays, my concept is that I was always looking through the artist and trying to catch the her or his the truth,
And
not about.
honest, yeah, the
Yeah,
honest about their art. Yes,
it's the identity of that
yes,
artist, you know. And as a producer, I was like always searching for new influence, new reference. You know what I mean? And so my concept for working right now nowadays is trying to build something different for each artist I'm working with. Like
yes,
with when I work with you, Bianca, like I need to learn more about you. I need to learn more about your influence, and then we can talk about, okay, which kind of which direction we're going now. You know, and it's not only about music.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. It's a whole process of relationship and
yeah,
collaborative thinking as well. And I think this collaborative thinking are so important because the ideas that come out of this process they can change everything. They can change a lot of things, the way we do, and the problems we confront on the way. And if we have a problem here, we can sort it out another way. And this is how it goes. I think you're telling that the artist needs to have this tranquility in their minds, and collaborative work. We can understand this tranquility because sometimes when we meet with some friends or artists, we are in the middle of a process. It's not every day that you are okay to create. And sometimes you just say, "Oh, Bianca, you don't feel like doing anything today. Let's just talk about a life and talk about books and play some chess," or what. This relationship, I think, is so rich. And I try to keep this relationship with all my friends and the people that I work with, because I think this is a very
Yeah.
um, sustainable way for the next step that I think is just starting right now. This
Yeah.
process, as I said, revolution, isn't it?
You know what I feel? I feel like
What?
as a producer, I feel I'm a chain between the artist and the audience. I need to learn more about the artist and then help him to find her audience, her target, And once I'm graduating in communicating in advertising, like communication, I'm able to help him to search for like the tribe. It's all about the tribe,
Yes.
it's all
Yeah.
about the audience. And
Yeah.
I'm always trying to connect these 2 points, the artist and the audience. That's my work as a producer. As a producer, I'm not the best musician in the planet. I don't need to do that. I'm not the like, oh, I need to be a multi instrumentalist and play everything. But I need, of course, I need to know
Know
how
about. Yeah.
everything works. But
Exactly.
my job is trying to understand that artist and bring him, and like lead it to the audience. That's my work.
Yes. That's brilliant. And it's very interesting because you now you have a few works that you would like to talk about that you did in Brazil. What works could you feature for us that you enjoyed, have made? Can you tell us a bit about this wonderful projects you work in, and exciting as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Actually, it's crazy because when I started in music long time ago,
Long time.
uh, I've never imagined like I would be work with advertisement or TV shows, like movies. I'm starting as a musician. I was learning to play some instruments. Like I learned piano. Uh, I think I lost you.
Hello, I'm here.
You're back?
Hello, I'm back. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum.
No.
Soon
Wait.
now, because I'm here. I'm here. I coming back. La la la. I'm here? No, not yet.
Can you hear
Hel-
me?
yes. Can you see me? Hello. Can you see me?
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes. Can I can.
I suppose not.
Let's see. Let's see. 1 second.
So.
Wait. Wait.
No, no.
No. Vamos ver. Let's see. We have a bit of technical problems, but don't worry. We are sorting out. We are sorting out. Let's see now. Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, put me
Hey,
back.
we are back. Sorry, we have a bit of a difficult problems. I think it's the bad weather here, but don't worry because our hearts are warm and there is three lovely people watching us, so I'm delighted. And we're gonna keep going. Okay. Um so Binho, tell me more about what do you miss most about the gigs, do you think?
um, the energy, the warm atmosphere, like at the stage. And I think it's when you're live, you are changing feelings with the audience. You know,
Exactly, yeah.
at the studio, like when I am recording or producing something, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always trying to get same energy or get the same feeling, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah, and you know, a funny thing is that during this period of the pandemic, I did a lot of things like study a lot, improve a lot of things that I needed to myself to be more sustainable. You have been, we have been talking about, and the great thing about this process and interesting thing is that I started to do a lot of live videos in groups like open mic groups on Facebook, in London, in different place like that. I never, imagined that I could be online and meeting people virtually. That was something interesting as well because the people in the open mic group, they will support you, the slot you're in, and they will be there. Oh, Bianca, nice song. This is your song, and they will start to interact with you. It's a completely different experience. And I think this practice, because was a new practice. Imagine you play to a screen and there is people there watching you, and but you can't see them, but you can pass on a message. And this is really
Yes.
interesting. Still you can pass on a message, and it's a very very solitary way, in one hand, but in another hand, it's a huge connection. It's so
Yeah.
huge in every country. And what do you think about that?
It's very crazy because, in my opinion, the technology was able to bring us a lot of this kind of experience for the last 5 years or 10 years, but nobody's was realized about it, because uh, here in Brazil, especially, we used to go for a studio for recording something
Mm.
or for a meeting. Okay, let's choose some place and everybody's go there, and the traffic is terrible, and like you lose a lot of time going to another place, and or trying to get a band together to record something. It's very nice, but the technology was possible to make everything online, like.
Run smoothly.
And with the pandemic, everybody had to stop and thinking about it, like, just everybody had a chance to realize that, okay, I because there's no choice. I can't go outside right now. Okay, I'm gonna set up a meeting online, and we are discussing about a lot of things working, you know, and it's all about resolution, like, okay, could you record a bass line for me? Okay, let's do that. And I recorded the bass line and I sent by mail, and the other guy mixed that, and everything's working. Like, in, I've been recording keys and bass for a lot of different places worldwide. like
Mhm.
India, Philippines, like Ireland, and it's so exciting. It's a challenge because it's about culture. Like, oh, I'm going to record some Indian song, and okay, let's try
Wow.
to get the same taste, but at the same time, you're learning, and you don't need to fly to India, and you can do that, and the technology just brings like the actual context with the people, because people was living like
Yes.
10 years ago. Like, it's kind of okay, now we connected again. What do
Yeah,
you
and
think about it?
I think it's a wonderful thing in one hand. Of course, we just know what has happened with the pandemic, but if we try to think this way, like in a way that we are trying to find solutions for what hit us, and be have a positive approach, even if it's very hard, and I know it is very hard,
Yeah.
and then we can start going to the next step. And the next step is related with my next question as well. uh, how can the arts and music industry be more sustainable in the future?
That's
What
a
do you think
great
about
question.
that?
Yeah, I suppose I don't have an answer, but in my opinion, in my point of view, uh, I believe that the musician in general, the artist, we're not well connected with each other. Like, we could do more. We could support each other in a better way. Like during the pandemic, we are recording more, or like making collaborations, or a lot of collabs, and it's very, very nice. And I think to the future, all the artists need to realize the powerful with the if you we get together and make the movement. Like, okay, we have we got the power, because
Yes.
while some Brazilian artists is just looking around here, and like the Irish guy is just looking around there, and it won't work. Like
Yes.
the industry is it works because a lot of different people are getting together and making like a movement, an industrial movement, commercial movement in music, and I like that. But the indie artist could be more like getting together, or trying to find some new solutions for the business, for the marketing. We have nowadays we have Spotify, Deezer, YouTube, a lot of free tools to show your work, but alone you won't go
Yes.
anywhere.
And the interesting thing is about talking about economic models and the system that the music industry works in. Um, I think we could apply different principles from other areas, for example, in music. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say areas like permaculture, like environmental questions, environmental subjects, principles. We could bring to music too. Why not? Why
Yeah.
not? For example, there is a form of it's a study made by a man in a university. I don't remind his name now, but he creates the 8 forms of capital, and there is different things you can do to be more sustainable. There is the social capital. There is the different things that you can rely on to be you know to be more free and to be more you can live from your music, let's say in this way.
Yes.
And this to me is to be a sustainable musician. This means that you can use different principles from other fields that is not music, and applying music and try to do this model metaphorically, but at the same time is not. It's like you try to find, because it's something new, I suppose, and you try to experiment. It's like in the garden, you try to sow a seed. You don't know if that seed will succeed, but but you, when it does, the abundance is so big, and you can live from that food, that vegetable. And you know observing the garden, I think it's something that helps me to think about that in music too.
Yes, it's a great point of view because, yeah, I believe that, for example, I would love to uh, bring some band or artist from Ireland, for example, to come to my home, to stay in my place for a few days or a few weeks, and touring around and show his work here in Brazil. And then I would love to have a chance to show my work in Ireland, for example. But in general, we don't support each other, you know, and the movement doesn't work. Like we just had a power if you got a crowd of, like a big crowd of artists making the same, like a big wall going to the
But
society,
the funny thing is, I think you don't need a big crowd. I think you can start small, with a small, like with people in sync, let's say, like you and me and all the people that we
Yeah.
are collaborating with. Um, I see us like a small cells. Like we have this small cells that I'm talking about the online collaboration now, that we are inside these small cells and we are producing that small cell, and that small cell is very productive. And and then maybe other people, other cells will try to connect and do the same. you know I think
Yes.
this could be very important.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. You know
Yeah.
what? I think the music scene nowadays, the music environment nowadays, it's more democratic.
Yeah.
Because we are able to put our song in Spotify or on YouTube. A few years ago, like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, or you sign with a label or you're off. You know
Yes.
but
Yes.
right now, no, I can
No.
make everything by myself in my place, and then I can spread around the world.
Exactly.
You know?
And this has to do with the solution I found, not only me, but a lot of artists, to do online shows. And this is something that will happen next week. Now that I'm doing the Land of Dreams online show, and I brought for you to show, guys. You can also see on my Instagram as well, and Bio is following all this process and every achievement as well. So he's well informed about it. And yeah, I just post here for those who are interested in be part of this experience, this new experience that is new to all of us. And I think we can learn a lot and have a lot of inspirations from that. And this why the concept of the show, it's Land of Dreams, a journey to inspiration. And this is the concept behind. So I'm very happy to share with you guys, with Binho, and be able to tell this story later and discuss about this later as well.
Yeah. First of all, I need to talk about how amazing you are as a composer, as a
Oh, thank
singer.
you.
I forgot
Thank
to tell you the beginning
you.
of
You
this.
don't need to. You don't need. It's the way
No,
you work with. I feel the.
uh,
I feel.
yeah. I'm talking about it because you show us about your live concert next week,
Yes.
and please, guys, come to join her because Bianca is amazing. It's really amazing. You know,
Thank you.
it's really nice the way you sing, like the way you put love into music. You know what I mean? And your voice is really unique. It's very, very, very nice. I'm a
Thank
huge
you.
fan.
Thank you, being you. Thank you. I feel really emotional listening to this because we are friends from 2010, when we met in Dublin, and seeing you talking reminds me the good times we spent together, and the adventures, with friends, and going to play in places and touring a few times together, and the memories of those days just came like a movie when you're talking. So it's very emotional to me. Thanks for all your words, and I think the same of you. I think you're very talented, and not only talented, you are a good friend, a good person, and I think this means everything to me. And uniting these two wonderful um qualities that you have, I think you can change the environment around you, and you have this power to do that. And this why I think it's important we share our experiences here, because you have a lot of to say, you have a lot of experience, and a lot of sensibility to deal with artists and with the artist itself, because as you said is love, and we feel love for the art, we feel love for the music, and we give 100%, we give 100% of our soul. And I think it's important we have talking about that, because um, talking about uh, saying things to people, and things that are meaningful. I would like to know from you, Binho, what is the best advice you will give for to someone that is starting in the music, um, someone that is starting the career, and what do you think?
Don't do that. No, I'm joking. No, no.
No, no, no.
Actually,
Eh,
there's two advice in my opinion because the first one is never give up
mm,
because it's not easy. Like it's every day. It's a big challenge as a musician, especially when you are at the beginning of your career. And the main advice is keep doing. You know, as a producer, for example, my first production ever, it's terrible. Like my first stuff, like when I tried to produce my first song was terrible, and then was okay. It's terrible, but it's okay. And then okay, not good yet. And then now it's okay. You know what I mean? And
I
you
know,
you
but
need
the
to keep.
funny thing is, who likes your music? They think you're wonderful from the start. They will not
Yes.
say, this is terrible. They will say you are phenomenal. Go ahead. You're very.
Yeah.
They will motivate you, and this is what keeps you going. You don't know, but this is what keeps you going.
Yeah. 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 That's right. Actually, when we are at the beginning of our career, uh, especially I'm a shy guy, you know, and I'm always like I'm very critical with my
Mhm.
own stuff. And a few years ago, I was when I produced something and I was okay, I'm not ready, and I leave it. Like okay, I'm not ready. And the big advice is that okay, you need to show your stuff, and it's crazy because people that are beginning, they are trying to work in the same piece a lot of time. I mean, in the same song, months, over months, and like a year, my advice is make a song, try to work that on that, and then go ahead, start another one, and start another one, because every song or every instrument or every chord you're learning, if you stay in that point, you will stay in that on that point. You have to, like, like, okay, I'm going step
Okay,
for
that yeah, you need to
and
say,
try
"Okay,
to learn it.
next." Yes, you need to say,
Yeah, it's all about evolution.
"Yes,
It's kind of
exactly."
if you paint a wall, and then you try to paint another one, and I'm sure
Yes.
you will do better.
Of
And then
course, because yes, because first you didn't know, but you brought you brought the paint, but you didn't bring a good brush. So then the next time you got one good brush, and you paint better, and and this is how it goes. This is how it
yeah,
goes. It's
exactly.
brilliant, and I love to do this analogy of other areas, because it's always connected. And talking about these areas connected, there's a bit about it's related with the concept of the land of dreams as well, a journey to inspiration, and it's interesting because all the arts process, creative process, when you're making a song or producing a song and recording and doing all this process, creative process, um, there is that time, that space in time, that moment that you are in a zone, and this zone, it's the zone of inspiration, is the zone that you are there. I don't know how to explain. I will try with my words, but I would like to know your words about it. It's it's a zone that you're there and you feel really great. You feel peaceful.
Yes.
You feel so inspired for energy, for something that is happening to you in your mind, and you are imagine these chords in your mind, and you go and looks like you are having access to a place in your brain that you go and pick every single thing that you listen in your life, and then you go and put a bit of that influence in that particular chord, or in that particular verse, or in that intuition of volumes. And it's so amazing, this process. I would like to know from you, how is this zone for you? Because to me it looks like a explosion. It's like you're in the zone, and you have the inspiration. You have to write, you have to register, because you will forget.
Yes.
So yeah, so how is this process for you?
uh yeah, actually, I used to say that I have some brainstorms, like, I like to, if I'm there's two ways to produce. Sometimes you are producing from scratch, and sometimes you are producing with some other people, or you just receive someone, and or something, and you start to working on it. When I creating something from the scratch, first of all, I like to uh, look around, like, for reference, trying to get try to catch some insights, or like, talking with other people, listen to new stuff. That is my first step. And then I'm trying to create something properly, like I'm go to the
Mhm.
piano or acoustic guitar, and I'm trying to find some chord progression, or some taste, or some mood,
Mhm.
and then I like to stop it and respect my mind,
Do
because a
other
few,
things, yes.
you know what I mean, like, three
You just,
or
okay, that's fine now.
4 days ago, everything is like it's growing. It's like
Yes.
sowing the seed.
It's
And
intense, actually. It's intense, isn't it? Like, yeah.
yeah,
to me, I stop and go to the garden, and then in the garden I can, listen to the birds, and uh, pot some plants, and this kind of feeling is just, it's just like a filter that goes. And you need to, because when you're in the creative process, you're very stimulated somehow, and you're very intensive, because you're looking references, you're, listen to a lot of songs at the same time, and it's very intense, isn't it?
Yes, I like you. I love nature, and I need to be in connect with the nature because I'm always like saying uh, that I used to talk with nature, or sometimes I just listen to the nature. Like like you said, I'm going to a forest and or like to the beach and listen to the shore, the ocean, or the birds. And sometimes they are talking with something
With
like
your
how can I.
heart, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is something, because the heart beats, is the beat, it's the rhythm, is the everything that you realize that is connected in the end. And
Yes.
why does our heart beats in some frequency, and then you go study frequencies, and then you start, realize a lot of stuff that you didn't realize before. So this is very interesting. Now look for, for this is another thing that, as well, if I would advise someone that is starting, to listen a lot of music, to know, listen, but listen very attent, very
Yes.
aware of what's going on in the music. Also have the power to shift and not be aware anymore. So you are aware, but you're not anymore. You are enjoying. And this is the exercise I do as well before, get inspirations. I think this helps me to go into that zone and to listen the songs, and to feel the songs and listen again, because when you listen again, you start notice something that you didn't notice in the first time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some instrument, something that, oh my god, this is really cool. Now this vocal here, oh, that's nice.
Yes. It's kind
Mhm.
of analytical listening.
Yeah, like, it's critical listening, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you listen to that sound, and you feel something. Oh my god, that's wonderful. And and this why songs are so important. Um, if you think why songs are so important to us, is not only the sound, but is the story that they tell us. Uh,
Yes.
the story in the songs are important, and those two things combined, they are wonderful, and they make this happen, they make this magic happen. When a song touches so much that, we will memorize the song, and we will feel that song, in different times, in different years, and we will feel the same feeling. That song has the power to bring us in time to that, specifically moment.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's kind of it's magic.
it is, isn't it? Yes. So talking about magic here in Ireland, the Emerald Island. What is your three favorite things about Ireland? Dun, 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 dun.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a good question. Uh, People, first of all, like the Irish people, they are very nice, very happy. Like I love the Irish people, and I miss that. Uh, Second thing is beer. A lot of nice beer uh,
Yes.
in Ireland.
Hmm.
And third is the landscape, the nature,
Oh,
I see. It's
yes.
really, really beautiful.
Yes. It's stunning, isn't it? And once again is the fuel to that inspiration, that to help me to get into that zone too. the beautiful landscape in Ireland, and and the story of people of Ireland as well. The
Sure,
story is
yeah.
so rich, it's so mythical, it's so there's this goddess. It's amazing, it's amazing. There is some Facebook groups that I go that they talk about the history, the mythical history of Ireland. And I think this is so amazing. It's something like, a long time ago, Brazil is just a baby, near, comparison, historically,
Yeah.
in the timeline. And yeah, so the funny thing is, when I was here in Ireland, I visit a place, was a house, I think it was Strokestown House. It's a museum of famine in Ireland, the um, this difficult period that Ireland passed, very very hard times. And I was there in a tour they were doing in the museum. And the guide said, and now in this dining room we have this wonderful table made of pau Brazil. And I was, oh my god, the pau Brazil came from Brazil, the tree that they made the table. I was like, oh my god, this is so incredible, so incredible. And
Yeah.
it was
Ireland
amazing.
is really rich, the culture and everything. It's everything in Ireland is intense, like the history, the people, the nature. It's very,
Yes.
very
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm so happy that we can have this conversation, and I think we are almost finishing. We are here 1 hour. Oh my god, the time went so fast.
yes.
Yes, yes. So
I'm fine.
let's. Thank you for accepting my invitation. But we go for a last question here, just to finalize this wonderful meeting that I really enjoy, really, really enjoy,
You too.
to be hosting tonight. It's so exciting to talk about music, and to start talking about the subjects that it matter to us, and find a solution for the future. And talking about the future, what are your big hopes being for 2021, and your future in music, and our future as an artist?
Right. For the future, I think I believe after this pandemic situation, I believe people will be uh, with, how can I say, like, more lover. Like, we need to spread love. You
Spread the
know,
compassion.
yes.
Yes.
Right now we are living like kind of a lot of fake news, or a lot of people trying to figure out, like what's going on.
Yes.
But I believe this context will pass, and people will realize that, like, we need to love, and that's my wish for the future.
Okay.
Uh, the world, like, more comprehensive, more, like, more chill, because we are kind of nervous.
Anxious, isn't it? Like, it's something that it's happened to all most of us, and this anxiety about how things will be. And I think we just need to be calm, and think, calm down the mind, somehow, with meditation, or talking with a friend, or doing whatever we can, if we can, um to have this mind clear, to take the best decisions for our next steps now, in all areas, not only music, but in all
Absolutely.
areas of society, really. And yeah, so are you ready now to finish with the big challenge of 60 seconds of
Oh,
questions? Whoa, it's a little game. I don't know if it will work, but we try. Exciting.
Let's try.
Let's try. Okay, so I have here the chronometer. I have here,
Okay,
60
I'm very quick.
seconds. Let's see if it will work. Okay, so how's the game? I'm gonna ask you in 60 seconds questions that you need to answer very quick about music, right? Some
Okay.
situation that you will be listening to a song or so I'm gonna think about different situations and we go for it. Are you ready?
Yes, here we
Now I
go.
didn't prepare for that. It's completely like
Me neither.
let's see how it goes. Okay, I tell you when starts. Let's start now. 60 seconds. I will try now. Okay, go. Um, music for walking.
Um, Woo,
Wee.
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 For walking. Okay, I
Yes.
like to listen to classical rock for walking, like Foo
Okay.
Fighters or something like that,
Okay, Foo
to get
Fighters.
some
Okay.
energy.
Cool, cool. Music for cooking.
Classical songs,
Classical songs. Oh, nice.
yeah, or symphony songs, or
Music before bed. 20 seconds.
uh, um, classical music as well, or how can I say, meditate
Meditation.
songs.
Okay.
Yeah, meditation
Now
songs.
next question.
I'm gonna
Music for day for spend time with someone you love. 3
uh,
seconds. Ah!
ballad songs. Elvis
Oh,
Presley.
Elvis Presley. Yay. Yay. Well done. Well done. I think it was 5
We
or 6.
made it.
We made it. Yay. Oh, guys, thank you. It was so great. I had a lot of fun, and we were able to talk about really important things that will be here for you. So if you can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to know more about the next episodes. And so tomorrow, I just would like to say that I will be with Mauricio Barca, and Mauricio Barca is a teacher and guitarist and trained by GIT in Los Angeles in 1998. And he recently specialized in finger style, a style that he has been teaching at the moment. So Mauricio Barca is my friend for years as well, like Binho. And I would like to say, Binho, thank you so much for being here tonight, for your time for us. And I will see you here in Ireland very, very soon. Okay. I wish you best of luck to you and Tachi, your partner.
Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Thanks.
Let's do that more.
Let's do it more often. Yes. Yes. With
Yeah,
different
maybe
subjects as well.
once a month.
Yes. And guys, don't forget my online show on Tuesday, on the 16th of March. Please spread the word, share this video with someone that you might think is interesting to watch. And thank you so much for being here tonight. And I see you in the music. See you, Binho. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
Yay.